Good day, fellow teachers. It is your boy Kwame again, back with another method. And for today's method, I want to talk to you all about the pause, the silent pause. And yes, it means exactly as you hear it, right? Now, with the pause, the key to the pause is remaining silent. So I'm going to just do some role playing for a second. I'm going to show you how the pause works in the instructional setting. So let me put my acting hat on and we're going to get started. So now I'm a math teacher by trade. So of course I'm going to do an example about math, right? Let's say that the lesson is on solving linear equations. So here we go. All right, class, so we're going to just recap the lesson that we did yesterday on solving linear equations. So as you know, there are various steps you have to take in order to find out the value of the variable. So the first step you have to take in solving the equation is trying to isolate the variable. And then what? All right. So obviously with the pause, people do it in different ways. I tend to be more theatrical when I do the pause. I like to exaggerate the pause a little bit because that's just my personality. Others just might be more stoic and just pause. No expression. Just looking around, maybe looking at the class. Now, the whole key to the pause is waiting for every single student in your class to be silent. You should not resume instruction until every single student in the class is looking at you, paying attention to you, and not talking. If you just start teaching while there's still conversations going on, it just becomes counterproductive. And the students won't take you seriously because you're trying to get them to be quiet. They're clearly talking still as you're trying to redirect them non-verbally. And yet they don't care. So it's very important. This is what makes and breaks the method. It's very important that you wait for everybody to be quiet. If you just start doing instruction while they're still talking, the method becomes ineffective. Now, there's a variation to the silent pause, and this is what I call just the stare. The stare is particularly useful when there's maybe one student or a specific student who is just way off task. Now, whereas with a pause, it's a lot of students in the class or a certain group of students. The stare really applies to maybe one or two students in the class who are just constantly being off task and misbehaving. And maybe you've redirected them a few times before and they still haven't responded, right? And the stare is really simple. When you stop and you do your pause, you look directly at those students who are causing the disruption or who are misbehaving. You look right at them. Don't say anything, just look at them. Just give them a stare. And of course, as you can see, you can do some nonverbal actions as you're staring at the student. But the key to the stare is keeping your eye on the student. Because if you're staring at the student, what's going to happen with the rest of the class? Eventually, they're going to stare at that same student and they're going to wonder why the student is not following directions. They're going to be curious. And that slight embarrassment will be enough for the student to just stop and refocus. Now, is it going to work for every student? Probably not. But for a good number of students, yes. For other students, you might need to go to extreme lengths to really get their attention. But for the majority of students, this is a method that works. But the key to doing it is remaining silent and keeping your eye on that student who is being off task or misbehaving. Because you want to let them know that, hey, you're not slick. I see what you're doing. So I'm going to need for you to stop right now so we can resume this lesson. That's the power of the stare. And you can't smile when you do it. You got to be serious. I have a hard time, as you can see, I have a hard time keeping a serious face because that's just not who I am. So I had to practice the face. I had to practice the stare. You could do it in the mirror if you need to. But the stare is definitely something that works. Practice it at home in front of your mirror before you try it out in your classroom. And you want to keep doing it until you perfect it. And after a while, it'll start to happen naturally without you having to think about it. Just like with all the other methods that you'll learn about, right? So you've learned about the silent pause. So just to recap, silent pause is just basically you pretty much shut down your instruction and you wait for the class. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. When you do the pause, sometimes you might just hit them with, I'll wait, or I'll wait for you. And the you would refer to the class. And then you wait patiently. And the good thing about this method is it's nonverbal, but also you hear a lot of talk in education about heavy lifting. Teachers doing the heavy lifting when it comes to instruction. Teachers walking students through every single step of a task. Well, here's the thing. This is a way for you to put the onus on the students to self-regulate their behaviors. Put that responsibility on them. That way you can alleviate some of the pressure off of yourself as a facilitator. So that's the great thing about the stare or the pause. It puts it right on the student. So, like I said, practice, try it out, see how it works out for you. But the most important thing is that you're consistent. And that's with any method. You have to do it consistently. The more you do it, the more it becomes second nature, and the more students expect that from you. Once they start to expect you to do that, and they know what they mean, what you mean by this method or what you mean by this action, they're going to start responding in a more prompt manner the more you do it. But you have to make sure that you keep it in your arsenal, keep it in your toolbox, so you can pull it out whenever you need to. So that is the silent pause and the stare. Now, that's all I have for today. If there are any questions, if you have comments, just put the comments below. And you can also hit me up in the different social media outlets, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So I'm pretty much active in the main social media outlets. So however you need to reach out to me, please do. I would love to help out and give some further direction. But I have other things I got to attend to. So until then, people, keep teaching, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.